Good evening, Adelia and Koala Bay supporters. My name is Alexandra and I'm here from Koalified PR to talk about our proposed campaign to make sure that Koala Bay is known within the Redland Bay community. I will firstly address your brief that you presented to us. I will then pass over to Randima, who will talk about our research and the key insights we gained from that. Geena will then identify our key publics and how we have identified to target them with the opportunities we seek to gain. Joshua and Harriet will then explain our proposed strategy before Millie shares how our campaign will progress. From your brief, we understand that you are a community group who is passionate about saving koalas and their habitats in the Redland Bay area. Currently, your organisation is not known to their community that it operates within and does not have the funds to gain things that you desire, including a hospital and an ambulance for koalas. From your explanation of your social media strategy and your current website, we gain the understanding that you are not receiving traffic on your sites and generating online conversation that you desire. You highlighted that there are a number of similar groups that are well established in the area, such as Australia Zoo, Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary, and the Koala Foundation. Although you have some links with these organisations, it is clear that there are opportunities to create stronger partnerships in the future. A main piece of information that we took away from your brief is that Koala Bay wants to be different to the organisations mentioned above. Although you highlighted that Koala Bay challenges the status quo, thinks differently and communicates how you think differently, we believe that we can reposition Koala Bay to ensure that it has the impact in the Redland Bay region that you desire. We understand that developers and council pose risk to your cause, as gaining support and understanding in this sector can be difficult. We aim to help you gain the support from developers and council that you need to give you credibility and support behind your actions. We recognise that Koala Bay needs funds and sponsorship, and whilst our campaign will not focus on these specifically, we hope in the future we can gain this support from the community.
Thank you very much, Ali. My name is Randima and I'll be discussing our key secondary research findings, followed by a critical identification of insights from this research. According to the Redland Koala Conservation Strategy of 2016, the Koala Coast consists primarily of the Redlands, with approximately 1,000 koalas residing in the area in 2015. Of that number, most koalas are predominantly located in suburban yards. Sadly, the paramount threat to koalas is their loss of habitat, especially with the increase of developments in the Redlands. Based on our research and from your brief, we have identified that your organisation's key stakeholders are the Redland Bay community, the Redland City Bulletin, competitors which Koala Bay could partner with, as listed here, and finally the Redland City Council. When researching the Redland Bay community, we identified that the community is aware of the current issues koalas are facing. However, local Redland Bay community forums have indicated that their extreme passion has driven them to contact local council members. However, their voices have been left unheard. We also identified in the Koala Conservation Plan of 2016 to 2021, by utilising corporate social responsibility, Koala Bay will be able to persuade organisations to share their passion in protecting Koala Bay's Redland Bay habitat. There is an immediate call to action from the Council to specifically engage industries and businesses to show great support for koala conservation. However, our extensive research failed to discover Koala Bay in media publications. Following this collation of research, we have identified 3 key insights that we believe will guide us in formulating our strategies and tactics for your organisation's cause. Firstly, as Redland Bay residents are extremely conscious of the issues suffered by koalas, they require a voice for their passion, and Koala Bay have the opportunity to be this voice. Secondly, corporate social responsibility has the ability to be utilised in encouraging organisations passionate about protecting the Redlands' reputation, and thus contributing and increasing awareness of the situation faced by koalas. Finally, as Koala Bay is yet to appear in media publications, we will be able to create an opportunity to reposition Koala Bay as a passionate organisation committed to the Redlands koala family and create a positive impact of the Redlands koala habitat.
Thank you, Randima. My name is Geena, and let's dive into defining our key publics for this campaign based on our secondary research. According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics in 2016, families with children make up 60.9% of the Redland Bay community. Thus, our target publics are Redland Bay families with children who have a strong desire to protect koalas in the Redlands and be involved in community events. They do not necessarily have to be protesters, but we want parents to be supportive of koala conservation so that children can get a head start into understanding the importance of protecting koalas in their surroundings at a young age. We believe a family effort will effectively grow a family's passion to protect Redland's iconic animal for generations. It is worthwhile to note that 90% of Redlanders only speak English at home, and 89.7% of households have access to the internet. Thus, we should leverage on these in our strategies. We also have identified the media as a key stakeholder, as they have a powerful voice that can be used to influence our publics, especially those that have been covering koala-related stories in recent years, such as the Redland City Bulletin and the Brisbane Times. We will also target high-power, high-interest stakeholders, such as the Redland City Council, due to their heavy involvement in koala conservation efforts. Subsequently, we will also approach developers who have high interest in koala conservation and those who are keen to partner with Koala Bay as part of their organization's corporate social responsibility program. Based on our findings and insights, we conclude there are opportunities to position Koala Bay as a family-friendly community figure in the Redlands that educates the public about issues facing koalas in the Redlands. Therefore, we have two communication goals that will address the client brief. The first communication goal is to educate Redland Bay families about practical steps that they can take to prevent the city's iconic animal from depleting in the next 6 months to create credibility of Koala Bay. The second communication goal is to reposition Koala Bay as a primary voice or a community leader passionate about koalas in the Redland community to increase Koala Bay's credibility and recognition by 2021 by stakeholders. By establishing a base for Koala Bay through awareness strategies and as a voice of koalas in the Redland Bay, we can then move towards fulfilling Koala Bay's goal effectively to create a rehabilitation centre by 2021, which is aligned with the Koala Conservation Action Plan adopted by the Redland City Council from 2016 to 2021.
Thanks, Geena. Now I don't need to tell you about your competitors, but partnerships aside, charity dollars are still charity dollars, and when people think of koala organisations, Koala Bay likely isn't going to be one of the organisations that people list straight off the bat. We compete with a large number of well-established competitors. So trying to compete against them in their space is going to be highly detrimental for Koala Bay. But what if we use our smaller size to connect with Redlanders in ways that the larger organisations just can't? What if we reach our audience on the level directly, because we know that the people out there do care. They're aware of the issue, but they just don't know how they can help. Now that's where Koala Bay comes in. You're a local, you know these people, and unlike the bigger corporations, you can really resonate with the local community as another Redlander wanting to make a difference. So instead of trying to become a big organisation, we're really going to double down on our small size to create a movement where people can directly interact with us rather than just donating to a cause that they don't have any direct involvement in. Through this, we can create a movement where people can become part of something greater than them. People can really make a difference and realize it. This will give our target publics a voice and enable them to feel empowered for our cause. But how do we do this? The Koala Bay family is a strategy based on positioning and awareness. We can reposition our organisation with the Koala Bay family as the mascot, with the aim of facilitating audience awareness and engagement. Through this, we can give the locals an incentive to interact with us, and we can eventually aim to have the media come to us for any koala-related information, such as what to do during the mating season. This will highlight Koala Bay as a positive spokesperson within the community and media. Now, my colleague Harriet can go into this in further detail.
Thanks, Josh. So, as you mentioned, our overarching strategy of Koala Bay Family utilises a two-pronged approach to address awareness and engagement. So now I'm going to explore this strategy a bit further. So repositioning Koala Bay will allow us to move away from the large charity organisation space towards a locally centred community space. This will ensure Koala Bay does not have to compete against larger, more well-established organisations, and we will be able to achieve a point of difference that resonates with the local community. Positioning Koala Bay as the Redlands koala family ensures that we are not competing and that we're differentiating ourselves, that we are the koala family. Repositioning will obviously require subsequent rebranding in order to facilitate awareness within the community, and that I'll touch on this later. Now that we have repositioned and realigned Koala Bay, we need to ensure that the community is engaging with our organisation. Engagement with Koala Bay will be a lengthy process, and Koalified PR understands that this process will be ongoing. Our community engagement strategy is driven by the Koala Bay family strategy and taps into the local pride exhibited by the Redlands community. Our strategy will utilise various tactics to ensure members of the Redland community will identify as being a part of the Koala Bay family. The engagement strategy also involves community-based events, as well as the Have You Seen My Cousin engagement tactic, which I will soon explain. Our media strategy will be quite locally targeted, considering our limited budget and resources. Our strategy will primarily utilise social media to communicate with the local Redland community, as this is cost effective. It may also be worthwhile to invest in boosted posts, as reach and engagement with posts increases quite significantly with paid boosting. Additional media will support the Koala Bay Family campaign, including local newspapers such as the Redland City Bulletin and the Brisbane Times. Our tactics are derived from our decision to position Koala Bay as the voice of the Redlands koalas. So this includes a revamp of our social and digital assets, as well as community-based events, possibly including a barbecue sponsored by Koala Bay. Additional posters with the Have You Seen My Cousin will work towards addressing awareness as well as engagement. And lastly, we will utilise a keyring, which will highlight that they are a part of the koala community and show others within the community that they are part of the Koala Bay family. This will address primarily awareness, but also can have a flow-on effect into increasing engagement.
Thanks, Harriet. In terms of our progress map, we started with our goals. As Geena mentioned earlier, our aim is to educate Redland Bay families to reposition Koala Bay as a primary voice for koalas, as well as increasing your credibility and recognition within the community. From these goals, we took the next step and decided how we would achieve them. We have greatly considered our limited budget for this campaign, therefore we've aimed to incorporate limited resources that will be low cost. As Harriet explained, our strategy is to revamp and boost Koala Bay's social media presence, which will ensure that we are communicating Koala Bay's new positioning. This is a cost-efficient way of reaching a wide audience with it costing little to nothing. We aim to raise community awareness by 25% by December 2018, and will continue to use our strategy to grow awareness in the next 2 years. This strategy is mostly short-term, however, we will establish a solid foundation for Koala Bay to become a recognised spokesperson within the community. We plan to hold a community event in December 2018, followed by Have You Seen My Cousin tactic launch in January 2019, with keyrings and posters being distributed to Koala Bay family members in February. By creating a foundation for Koala Bay through awareness strategies and tactics, we can move towards fulfilling your long-term goal of a rehabilitation centre by July 2021. We acknowledge Koala Bay's needs for funds and sponsorship, and whilst our campaign will not focus specifically on this, we hope to work towards this in the future after gaining the community support that you require. You have shown us that you are a community group who is passionate about saving koalas and their habitats. We want to give you a strong voice and reposition Koala Bay to ensure it has the impact in the Redland Bay region that you desire. Please do not hesitate to contact us with any questions.